and welcome to the show Podcast with Rich Khalid Khan. As you all know, the core motive of this show is to bring in those personalities who can inspire our youth and they can motivate our youth towards the right path. Mr. Syed Emad-Ul-Haque is here with us today. He cleared his CSS exam in 2022 51st Common, and now he is serving as an Assistant Commissioner in Inland Revenue Services. Sir, first of all, we are very honored to have you here today. And I would like to know, how did you get into this field? Was this your dream job, or just one day you decided to give this exam?
Okay, so it was a very thought-after process. In my school days, I think that I thought I want to stay in Pakistan. That was one consideration, that I always thought I want to stay in Pakistan. And I also wanted to do something that is worthwhile, not an ordinary. I respect everything, but I did not want to do an ordinary 9-to-5 job. Personally, initially I had a mindset, an entrepreneurial mindset, something where I could start my own business or solve a problem. And that basically stemmed from that I decided that I never want to serve an individual. I always wanted to serve an institution. So I decided that either I will just, do my own business and contribute to the country's economy that way, build my own startup, something like that, or I'll serve the institution, which is the state.
Okay.
So in my university days, I decided that this is something that I want to do. I also decided that I want to stay in Pakistan. And while staying in Pakistan, if I can create a difference, no matter how small, I just wanted that whatever I do for the next 30 years of my life and my career should have an impact. Impact larger than myself, impact that stays while I'm here, and impact that stays.
I'm glad that I am hearing this from someone, because usually when we ask any person about what is their motive behind CSS, so mostly we get to hear power, authority and all, as you know that. Okay, was there any early motivation or inspiration from anyone that you wanted to join this field?
Okay, so when you say that you get to hear a lot about power, I don't think anyone who comes in here and sits in front of you will actually tell you that this was my initial motivation. Yes, when you ask an aspirant,
yes,
maybe that is some unfounded ambitions. But when you're here, you realize that I just like to quote a very famous saying that, with power comes a lot of responsibility.
Right.
And as a civil servant, you realize that when you are to exercise that said power, lives are affected.
Yes.
So, yes, that is a consideration. I would not deny and lie in front of you and tell you that, yes, power was not a consideration.
Officers now?
I think we do.
All
we
right,
do.
okay.
I think we do.
Yes.
See, the thing is that I would like to say that there is an image problem. And a lot of good officers, even if there are, they won't come sit on TV and you would see. And that's not something that is happily projected,
Yes.
What gets viral is something that is negative. No one wants to know. Yeah, no one wants to know that an officer.
Since you talked about viral,
yeah.
There are many CSS officers who are very active on social media these days. Do you think that approach is good, or CSS officers should stay in that formal aura, So
Okay, so I think that if the officer is staying in that formal aura, first of all, a disclaimer, to each their own. For example, my Instagram profile is private.
Okay.
I like things that way, but that is me. The ones who are doing it, some of them are doing very good work because they're projecting a very good side of the work they're doing.
They're also showing the field work, the raids work. We have seen that on Reels as well, right?
Yeah, and they're sort of bridging the gap between the public and the public servants.
Right.
So I think in a way that you're not basically, that's not part of self-aggrandizement.
Yes.
If you're not doing that, then it's very all right, I think, that and everybody loves to showcase their work or, something that they're proud of. Now, those officers were serving in the field, who are giving their, who are present on duty 24/7.
Yes.
who do not, take rest, who do not care about if it's a holiday, if it's Eid,
True.
if it's anything.
Yes.
I think if it's in an innocent way where they're, trying to tell the people that this is what we are.
And what I think is prior they were like very unreachable, but through social media they're able to convey their message and they're also able to show their work. They're also motivating many people. So yes, I think this is one good thing about CSS officers on social media. And yes, our question was that what inspired you to be in this field?
Yeah, so there are many inspirations. I think my family, my grandparents, everyone has one way been part of civil service or another. So I looked up to them and I thought that, this is something that we should do. And I think if you do it with all honesty and sincerity, I know this may sound as big words or something that you pretend on TV, but very, very sincerely telling you that if you do realize that you can actually make a difference to this country, this homeland that you call your own,
Right.
it is very, very satisfying. Our job hours are long, it is demanding, it is stressful. But deep down, we have that satisfaction that we're not doing it for a multinational corporation who will take that money out of Pakistan or any individual's interest. Not blaming them, but the satisfaction that you get is doing a noble work. We're serving our country in whatever way. Of all, and this extends to all public service, all armed forces, anyone who's contributing to this country. I think that's amazing.
Sir, I just love your vision and I hope more people like you come to this position.
You're
Yes,
very
we
kind,
need more
ma'am.
people like you.
You're very kind, ma'am.
Okay, so I know this is going to be a bit boring, but I want the CSS aspirants who are watching this podcast should be beneficial for them academically.
Academic.
Some academic questions.
Okay,
All right.
sure.
Okay, so do you think academies play a significant role in preparation of a CSS aspirant?
Okay, so a lot of academies would not be happy when they be hearing this.
Okay.
And I myself have been part of an academy. But I'll tell you one thing. If you cannot clear CSS on your own, the academy cannot make you clear CSS.
Right.
I was the last person from my academy who cleared CSS in the last 2-3 years. I'm not saying that I had something
Oh my
special,
God,
but
yes.
if academy was doing that
Yeah.
good, they should produce more qualifiers.
Okay. And which
That-
academy was this? You're not
Let's just not. Let's just see. I have nothing against them.
I got it.
I think they were a
Yes.
part of my journey, and
Alright,
I
yes.
respect them. I
Yeah.
have an ownership of them. But this is what I'm trying to tell you, because sometimes in an academy you'll get a good teacher, then the teacher might not be there.
Right.
It really depends on you. You need to be very honest with your own self.
Yes. Means
That
nobody
what-
is responsible
Yeah.
for you. Not
Yeah, yeah.
even the academy or
Exact-
any mentor.
Exactly. That
Okay.
is the thing.
Alright.
See, you need to see that these are the areas that I lack. For example,
Yes.
I knew that I needed academy because I want to go and practice my exams, or if there are any CSPs available who can just evaluate my work.
Yes.
I knew myself that in 6 lectures of 3 hours, no one can teach you the entire syllabus of criminology, gender studies, whatever subject you have. It's impossible. You need to do your own reading, your own learning, at your own pace, with your own comfort. The academy, it's a business model, right?
Do you think
they don't care?
sometimes the students are also at fault? Like they cannot completely rely on them.
Because they think that we are in the academy and now academy will take care of us. And it's very harsh on the academy.
Yes.
I mean, they have 600 students, 500 students. They are doing their well.
Yes.
They're doing their best. They have hired a very good faculty. And now you expect them to sort of spoon feed every child.
Yes.
And you're not a child, you're a CSS aspirant.
Yeah.
The passing ratio is 2%, 1.5%.
Yes.
It means that out of 100, every 98 student would be failing the exam.
Right.
So you need to come up with a certain sort of maturity,
Right.
see that this is a lifestyle.
Yes.
When you go with that approach, then it becomes easier. No academy or mentor or self-study can help you clear this.
Right.
It's very important that you evaluate your own self, your own strengths and weaknesses, and then you approach the exam.
Yes. How long were you preparing for your CSS? Because there are people who are also working 9 to 5. Do you think they'll be able to clear this exam?
See, CSS exam or the preparation towards the exam is not those 6 to 8 or 10 months.
Okay.
It's what you've been doing for the past 23, 24 years of your life.
Oh,
I cleared the exam when I sat in the exam when I was 23.
right,
I was a CSP qualified when I was 24.
right.
It does not matter what I did in that 1 year.
Yes,
What helped me was how my lifestyle was.
yes.
How I familiarized myself with current affairs at a very
Right.
younger age.
Yes.
How my educational background, I did my O levels and A levels from Beacon House. I had that sort of exposure.
Yes.
See, why I'm telling you this? Because I did not have to work on English language, the two most difficult subjects
Yes,
that are
essay
English
and
essay and
Pressy.
Pressy, and that is why I
And
qualified.
why do students fail a lot?
Yeah, and that is how I qualified in my first attempt. People fail because they do not have that strong foundation of English.
Right.
For example, a person who does not need to work on English has it easier than others. For example, I can clear the exam in 6 to 8 months.
Right.
I know people who did not have to work on English did it in 4 months. But if you have to learn English from scratch, you need to,
Right.
there are two subjects people fail, obviously, because there is a certain standard that is required to qualify the English essay exam as well as the Pressy exam. Once you've done that, then it becomes easier. So I think if you are already good in these two subjects, it takes lesser time to prepare. But if you want to work on this, it will take much longer time.
Obviously, the educational background matters a lot.
Matters.
But what I think is that habits also matters a lot, like consistency,
Yeah.
writing practice, and how much you're
Reading,
responsible,
reading newspapers.
and how much you're even motivated towards it.
Yeah,
I think that
absolutely.
matters also. Anything you would like to mention which students are doing really, really wrong while their preparation?
I think they are in an unnecessary competition with people. They discuss their preparation. I hate this group study. When an exam is like, 2% passing ratio, what are you
Yes.
achieving in a
Yeah, right.
I think self-discipline is very important.
Yeah.
And you need to maintain that, you have to sort of, you have to be in that protective bubble, sort of a quarantine. You need to have an intellectual hygiene. That
Right.
everything that's coming in the WhatsApp groups and this and
Right.
that and tips and tricks, block that noise. Stick to the basics.
Yes.
Grab the most, authentic books, recommended books. Work on your strengths. Stop running after gimmicks. Stop running after academies. Stop hearing myths. For example, if you don't write 3,000 words, you'll fail in the essay.
Okay.
No, that's not true. There are a lot of rumors. If you don't write verses in Arabic and Islamiyat, you will fail.
Oh.
If you don't draw maps, you will fail. If you don't do this, you will fail. Now, it's a very difficult exam,
Right.
or as it is.
Yes.
When you sort of perpetuate these kind of rumors, you're making it further difficult for the aspirant in your own self.
Right.
Isn't it difficult as it is?
Right.
Then you're telling that, you need to write this much for
Right.
this paragraph
Yes.
and you need to ensure this.
Yes.
You need to simplify something that's difficult, something that is, I'm not very intelligent and genius.
Yes.
I think I am blessed. I had a good background. I approached it that way.
Right.
And I was successful by Allah's grace, I think.
Yes.
The number one factor is always Allah's grace in anything. But I think none of us is that genius or, it's just that how we sincerely approach something.
Yes, true.
That is important.
Yes. Do you think the difficulty level is increasing one after 1 year? Like last year's screening test that I have heard was very, very difficult. Is that true?
It is, I think, and more than difficulty, it's just breaking the pattern.
Okay.
It's important because I sort of support such examinations where you do not need to rely upon rote learning,
Yes.
but you actually, have to apply your mind within the exam hall.
Right,
That means that you cannot just memorize any notes or any articles or anything or any theories. You will have to apply your mind in that exam. You have to present your own analysis. And isn't that we want from an officer
Yeah.
or any person who you're examining,
Yes.
you want to know how their mind works, how they can apply their analysis in these situations. So I support these kind of exams where they break this cycle of rote learning and just,
Yes.
I think it's very
Since
important.
you are talking about that, there should be, the students should know the comparative analysis, their creativity should be there as well. But do you think that at one point our own education system is also at fault? Because the prior education system is just students are doing cramming and cramming and cramming, and when they are going for such a big exam, they totally feel like we cannot do that.
See, I will not mince my words and lie to you. There is a lot to be desired in terms of the education of this country. But that is true with a lot of similar countries around us. The exam itself is designed that it will filter out only a select candidates
Okay.
that,
Yes.
possess such kind of qualities.
Right.
And see, the exam itself is like 12 exams.
Yes.
You might score very good in 11 exams. Someone might score average in 12, but he will pass all 12.
Right.
So that does not mean that you are that bad or only the 300 who cleared are those. But you need to understand that obviously that is our education system. That is basically the feeder for this CSS exam. That is reflected, yes. For example, the two subjects, the English subjects, they are crucial. And I think the problem with the aspirants is that they also approach this exam as it's just another exam, which is not true. An exam that has, as I mentioned earlier, such a high failure ratio.
Yes.
How can you treat it like another exam?
Right.
And there's like, you're doing it for the heck of it, that once I'll do CSS in my life. Or parents' pressure, or just because it's school, or just because you want to justify your unemployment or anything, I'm preparing for CSS.
Okay.
That's the best argument. You're sitting at home doing nothing.
Right.
Anybody asks, you say that I'm preparing for CSS. So that is important, how you approach the exam.
We are expecting some reforms, right? Next year.
Yeah,
Is this true? That the age is going to shift from 30 to 35 and the attempts are going to increase from 3 to 5. Is this true?
Yes, I
And
think so.
do you think is that the right thing to do? I think students already waste a lot of their time, their youth on these exams. So is this the right?
That is a very important area of conversation that you've taken this. I'll request you for a minute. I'll explain this to you. First of all, I'm not commenting upon the policy or what it is. I'm not sure if this becomes formally part of our curriculum for CSS, that you will have 5 attempts. But the argument that you raise is very important. See, it is a gamble at the end. You know that 25, 30,000 people will appear, 200, 300 will be selected. And attempt after attempt, year after year, you waste your youth and you do not work on your resume. You sometimes alter your degree. For example, someone would say, no, I will, do humanities or political science because that will help me in CSS.
Right.
I don't think you should change your earlier career trajectory or educational aspirations. And do not alter your life according to CSS. You need to understand who has that sort of privilege or liberty to fail. I was very blessed that I had the liberty to fail. I had other avenues and other options, and I knew that I will do something with my life. I wanted to, just at maximum give 2 attempts. Do not sit your whole life. Now, see, you need to understand why you're coming into the service. What happens when you fail? I mean, I see aspirants, those are like my younger brothers and sisters.
Right.
My heart breaks to see those aspirants who I consider my own siblings, my younger brothers and sisters, that they're wasting so many precious years of their lives, and they do not, it's don't take it as a gamble or a lottery. Approach the exam with a clear mindset and have contingencies for everything.
Right.
For example, it was my dream to do CSS, as I told you earlier. I still had some contingencies.
Right.
And I did have liberty to fail. I came from a decent enough background where I had no pressure. no financial pressure.
Right.
And I'm saying these things because this is very important. I'm not here telling you that, yeah, I had everything sorted out, but I'm telling you and acknowledging in front of you that I was, alhamdulillah, privileged in a certain way. Many others around me were, and many weren't. So
Right.
you need to make sure that what happens when you fail.
Right.
I'm guiding you in the most sincerest way that, and why do you want to come into service? If you think that you will come and, your whole family will be settled and your days will, change because something miraculous would happen, and that's not the reality.
Right. Yes.
That's not why you should be coming into the
Right.
service. So be true to yourself. Ask yourself why you want to come. What happens when you don't? Because that's so sad that after 3 or 4 years,
Right.
3 or 4 attempts, you realize that it was all for nothing.
Yeah.
So there must be some balance in this. I don't think you should just jump on the bandwagon of the CSS,
Right.
and that's
There should be some alternatives as well, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And since you are talking about that some people choose certain degrees that they are going to, that is going to be
Yes.
helpful in CSS, do you think that students should choose those optionals based on their background, educational background?
Choosing optional subjects?
Yes, based
That is-
on their educational
Yes,
background.
that is one thing. But don't change your degree or your undergraduate degree based
Right.
on the options that you think you'll take.
Right. Yes.
For example, don't go for political science or IR because you want to take them in CSS. Take them for different reasons. If that's a
Right.
career you want to pursue, very good.
Yes.
But if you think that engineering or doing an MBA
right.
is a better career for you,
Yeah.
don't change that trajectory for 200, 300 mark optional subjects.
Alright.
You can do that anyway. It does not matter at all. I do not have a degree in economics and I opted for economics in CSS.
Right.
It's one of the toughest subjects. I scored well. I do not need a degree in it.
Right.
Now, I would not tell anyone that, go for a degree in economics because you will have to take economics.
Right.
That is the difference.
Yes.
Yes, once you have a background, do go for those subjects.
Right.
It will help you. It will save your time. For example, business administration, I had studied it all my life.
Right.
It came easier to me.
Okay.
So go for those.
All right. There are almost 4 stages, right? The written, the medical, then psychological, and viva. Which one you find the most difficult?
Obviously, the written exam. Nothing comes close to it.
Alright.
It's 6 days. You have 2 exams in a day. It's like 9 to 12 is the first exam, and then you have
Right.
2 to 5. So
Okay.
9 to 5, you're in the exam hall. That means that, you woke up at 7, you just rushed to the exam hall, then at 5 you got free, you got home.
Okay.
Those are the toughest 6 days of your 6 or 7
No
days
gaps
of your
in
life.
between.
No gaps,
Oh.
no gaps
Okay,
in between.
okay.
Nothing at all.
Right.
So I think written has to be the one.
Would you like to share some part of your psychological, since even I want to know about it? Yes, I don't know much about this.
Okay, so psychological, I think it's a very tricky exam because
Yes.
they are psychologists and they know that, if you're trying to,
Oh yeah.
conceal something or trying to, being over smart with them, it does not work.
Becoming something which you are not.
Becoming something which you're
Okay.
not, or you're hiding something, or, you're being...
What sort of questions they ask? Like
They ask
any
you-
one question you would like to
They
share?
ask you about your life, your early childhood, your family.
That's a very serious conversation.
Yeah. They want to have an understanding of you. I think what I would
Since
suggest
I've been watching some reels on social media, there are some funny questions as well. I don't know if that happens here.
I don't know what everything. Don't believe everything you see on social media,
yeah,
please.
true that.
So, I think it's a very, very serious exam because they are trying to understand and they're trying to gauge the
Right,
mind of
yes.
the officer, the person that they're, going to be entrusting such huge responsibility towards. So, it's just, I think the best approach is do not try to oversmart them or
Okay.
outsmart them. Just try to be very natural, present yourself. Don't say stupid or foolish things in front of them.
Okay.
But don't be, too smart.
Right. Do you think a CSS officer has that authority to make a significant change in their department?
Significant change in their department. All right, I'll tell you one thing. When you're a young officer, you realize that every system needs to be changed. And everybody thought that. It's
You
not like that.
already just got my next
Yeah,
question.
it's not like that. So
okay.
once you come in the department, respect the people who've done a good job for years before you.
Yes.
All right. And once you're at the helm of affairs, then you see what kind of changes you want to bring. Observe those changes along your journey.
Right.
See, this is the area that could have been better.
Right.
Because when you're young, you're energetic, you don't know what's, happening behind the scenes or what's been happening for the last 30 years. For example, Eminem has 27 years of service. So he served the country more than you've taken breath on this earth.
Right.
So you think that that's not the way to go.
Right.
It's nice to have certain ambitions.
Yes.
Within department change, I'm not so sure. And if that change is needed, obviously you provide your input.
Yes.
And you are the ones who are in the field. But I think the impact is there. On the country, it is there. On your city level, it is there. On your district level, it is there. For example, I'm in the Federal Board of Revenue.
Yes.
It has a very direct impact of what I do.
Right.
We take a lot of pride that we are the breadwinners of the country.
Right.
So that is a huge satisfaction.
Any positive change you have thought about bringing in your department in future?
I think that our department, there needs to be some awareness about how we work, how tax laws are.
Okay.
And that has already been worked upon. The gap is being bridged. I think you've also seen campaigns, and we are trying to, I think that there's a lot of misunderstanding in the common public, which it's a very technical subject as well, taxation.
Yes. Yeah.
So once they try to understand why everything happens the way it does, how they can be a part of it, why a department is, so pursuant that, you should file your taxes or just,
Right.
And I think it's very important. Being a filer does not mean that you have to pay money,
Yes.
pay taxes. It just means that you need to be transparent.
Right.
And you need to show the
Yes.
status of what
Yeah.
you're doing.
Yes.
That's all. That's, I think, something that every responsible citizen, every patriot should do.
Yes.
They should be a filer. If they are filing taxes alongside making payments alongside it, that's good. But they should declare their wealth, their finances, and everything. So that is something that I need. I think that that can be better,
Right.
creating awareness in the masses.
Pakistan mostly rely on the indirect taxes, right? So is that the right approach, do you think?
See, you need to understand one thing.
Yes.
Okay, I'd just like to make a disclaimer. I'm not here as a department's representative.
Okay.
This is my own, very
Right. Yes.
immature understanding, I'd say. There are people who are experts of this field that you can always call into your podcast. But in terms of indirect taxation, I'd like to tell you that there's one thing. See, a lot of people don't file taxes. For example, we are a country of 250 million, I believe.
Right.
Not even 10 million file their taxes.
Yes.
And, how many people in the country do you think earn more than 1 lakh rupees? Very few.
Right.
That's like 12 lakh per annum, right? 1 lakh a month, 12 lakh per annum. The person who earns 12 lakhs per annum will only contribute, I think, according to the new laws, 4 or 5,000 rupees per year in taxation, income tax, direct taxes.
Right.
And imagine how many people are below that.
Yes. And they're paying the same?
They're paying the same or not
Right.
at all. So they need, and the country needs to run. And this holds true for any country,
Yes.
that there needs to be some reliance, and indirect taxes are all over the world.
Right. Since I can see you are very passionate about your work, your department, your field, so was this your first preference when you cleared your exam?
Okay, this is a very touchy subject, but I'll just be honest with you. This was
Yes.
not my first preference, but yes, it was on my top preferences. So I was happy.
Okay, what was your first preference?
Okay, so
Should I guess?
Yes.
Police?
Yeah, that
Because
was.
mostly I think young people are going for police, yes.
Yeah, that was one consideration, and it's a
Yes.
very price service group. But I think IRS was right up there, and now I'm very content, very satisfied with the work that we do.
Okay.
And
Now you're satisfied
I'm
with
very,
this one.
very. I think you've gauged this as well. I'm
Yes.
very passionate about my department. That is,
And you have also
FVR.
saved yourself from that 24/7 job,
Yeah,
right?
no, it's like that
is
is
this
another.
also 24/7?
I cannot complain here, but yes,
Okay.
we work on
No.
Sundays as well.
Oh
We
my
work
gosh. All right.
long hours as well.
Okay.
We are in the field as
Do you
well.
think that is happening in the beginning only, or that's
No,
going
no,
to
that's-
continue for the rest of the?
I don't complain. I think the work that we do is so essential in running this country. We are the breadwinners. So just because I, as a young AC, think that, oh my God, my weekend is consumed,
Oh.
I cannot, because this is what I signed up for. This is what we all signed up for.
Yes.
So in the comparison that you said, I'm very content here. I'm happy. We're in the field. We have been given a lot of powers, and we have been given a lot of trainings as well in order to ensure that we do our job right. And I'm, as you said, very passionate about my department. I take a lot of pride when I see
I
the
can see
logo
that.
FBR. I think I'm I take a lot of pride in FBR and what we have achieved so far. So I'll always
Okay,
have
by
that
the way,
feeling.
what is that one thing with police? Like, is that the uniform, or people are more interested in that work, investigation, and all? Like, most of the people are putting police on their first or second preference, which I have observed, yes.
See, obviously, in the Pakistani society's context, raw power is also
Oh,
very important. Yes, uniform.
Was that your motive
brings-
as well?
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
I
okay.
think the uniform aspect
All right.
brings a lot of grace. How you were able to, be in the field, and deliver instant justice, and
Right.
impacting lives of people on a more direct level. Yes, that is one thing.
Okay, if you were given option right now, would you switch, or you would stay in the same department?
See, I don't want to lie to you, and I don't want to say the truth as well. So let's just skip over this question, because either way, I will make a few people unhappy.
All right.
But
okay.
having said that,
fair enough.
both
No.
are amazing services. I take a lot of pride in the service that I am right now, as I told you earlier.
Yes. Corruption is one of the major issues of Pakistan. Do you think low salaries are the actual reason behind it? Because there was one CSP from your department years back. He filed a petition to court that he should be allowed to do corruption because he is unable to bear his expenses in the salary he's given, in his legitimate salary. Yes.
Okay, so one thing I'd like to state here is
Yes.
a lot of people won't like it, might sound controversial. There is no justification in this world for corruption.
Okay.
You knew, yes, you said that salaries are less.
Yes.
Yes, salaries should be competitive,
Yeah.
market competitive.
Yes.
And they are in a lot of departments. But you signed up for this.
Right.
You knew the salary when you're coming into the service. So don't ever just try to justify.
True.
Don't ever try to justify how you are being disloyal to the service and to the country.
True.
These sound big words. Yes, a lot of people will hate me for it, but that is true.
Yes.
And that is, I don't know where that petition was. I think that a screenshot circulated. It was
Yes.
false. It wasn't a petition, it was sort of a letter. Yes,
Okay.
it's a very genuine demand from your employer, that is the
Right.
government, to increase your salaries.
Right.
Which the government has been doing it at a sufficient level. But you need to understand that this is a government who is sort of going through a crucial junction. Your
Yes.
country, there are a lot of poor people in the country who are running the country. So you cannot expect a lot from a government who
Yeah.
has to deal with so many challenges. You cannot expect a lot from a state who has to look after so many people living below the poverty line. I think it's
Right.
unrealistic at that point. So if you are here to genuinely serve, you need to understand that yes, salaries will be low,
Yes.
but or you just don't come into the service. You opt for the revenues. But having said that, yes, work needs to be done, and work has already been done. For example, our department has ensured that the officers are properly compensated for the work they do through our salaries and other light benefits that we get.
All right. Any information that you would like to share with the audience, that how important it is to pay their taxes on time? Any such message that you would like to give?
I think that this is what makes a state is the ability to collect taxes.
Right.
This is your most direct relation with the state. The taxes that you spend, yes, I will get a lot of arguments that we spend, that we pay taxes,
Yes.
this happens, that happens. See, this is your contract with the state. When you pay taxes, that pays for the roads that you travel on, that pays for the healthcare. I know it's not perfect.
I was
but-
about to say
yeah,
the
it's
roads
not
we travel on.
perfect.
So
See-
we are here in Karachi, okay?
Yeah, see, you go, you travel the entire country. There has to be infrastructure. There has to be defense. Your country's security is very important.
Yes.
So this is the part that you play for your country by paying your taxes, paying your dues, and it's very important that you need to realize this one thing, that you need to stand with the departments when they go for attacking, tax evasion.
Right.
Don't sympathize with the people who are stealing away your taxes.
Right.
They're doing a disservice to you. They're doing wrong towards you. So stand with your departments, take ownership of your departments, take ownership of the initiatives that they take to ensure that the country is run properly. Yes, things are not perfect, but once you start to develop a good system,
Right.
in 10 years, 20 years down the line, you will see a difference. That's how nations are made. This may sound very utopic or very idealistic, but do you have any other option? If anyone has, please, I'm listening, I'll leave my email. Please do share with me.
Okay.
Inform me and educate me.
Yes. I just love your positive thoughts towards our country. Okay, now we will go towards a segment, and the name of the segment is Not Very Personal. Like, yes, I'm going to ask you some personal questions, but at the same time, they're not very personal.
Okay.
Okay, so what do you prefer more, Eastern or Western? Formals, like.
I think Eastern brings a certain grace. Well, the dress
And
that
on
we
duty, what do you
I
prefer?
think I prefer this attire. It is very good. I think when you're going in the field or going to the office, I think this is very good. This is our culture.
Okay, since we talked about like what would you prefer wearing on your field, there was one officer, we have seen him wearing shorts and shirt on his duty as well. Do you think that's the right approach? Because if you're working under such scorching heat, that's
Okay,
fine.
I have not seen an officer that you're mentioning, ma'am.
Okay.
And I don't know the circumstances, but for example, you cannot gauge every officer by the same yardstick. For example, there are different kinds of service groups involved
right.
here. For example, someone is on the field and doing field duty.
No, because there is an image about CSS officers. They should always look. They should always be seen in formals. So that's why I'm saying.
That's a formal attire for every sort of
Right.
business setting, ma'am. You come to your job. I'm sure you are expected to dress a certain way.
Yes, obviously.
That same is for us, ma'am.
Yes.
And I think that when we are in the field, it's good to be in a formal sort of attire.
But
you're
because
representing.
on social media, I saw many people criticizing him because he was working under sun. When you're working, I think so this should not be a priority if the person is in formals or he's wearing a casual
Depends
attire.
on the situation.
His work
I
should
just
be the
mentioned to
priority.
you, for example,
Yes.
if you're doing flood duty,
Exactly.
then in this sort of dressing or attire inhibits you from doing your job, I think. But to
Yeah.
each their own. I think when you are representing your department on any stage or you're
Yeah.
representing the government, there needs to be some sort of decorum, discipline towards your own conduct, and that includes your attire as well.
Okay, which one is your favorite sports?
Obviously, I think it's cricket. I've loved cricket all my life.
All right. If you had to swap your job for a day, which one it would be?
If I had to swap my job for a day.
For a day.
Yeah, that would be the job of a cricketer, obviously. Yeah,
Oh,
I'd love to
okay.
be a cricketer.
Funniest or most unexpected thing happened on your job ever?
A lot of funny thing. I think the best thing about civil service, being a part of civil service, is the group of batchmates that you get to call friends.
Oh, yeah.
When you're trained together in your
Yes.
specialized training programs, before that in your common training program.
For a year you are together,
Yeah.
right?
And it's
Yes.
amazing. So a lot of funny things happened that I cannot disclose here. But
One thing would you like to share that you can share here?
nothing that immediately comes to my mind or anything. But yes,
Okay.
there are days when you laugh a lot, and yes.
Because since you talked about that you're together in training, what I have heard about training is that it's all about you have to wake up on time, you have to be there in the classes on time. I haven't heard about the fun part. Yes.
See, you have to have your fun within those
Oh,
routines.
yes.
You need to be
Means you
disciplined.
follow a very strict routine, right?
I think we are expected to follow a very
Yes.
strict routine,
Obviously, yes.
and we try to.
Sir, you aren't married yet, right?
No, I'm not.
What are you looking for in your partner? Are you looking for a partner in the same field or not? Sorry,
I think.
not very personal, I guess.
Yeah, the name of the segment does not match with the question. But I have no.
I am asking this question basically because I've seen most of CSPs, they get to marry with CSPs. Yes, so I just asked. Like, this is something you prefer?
Okay, so I think right now I am not that worried about my marriage or actively seeking someone to get married.
Right.
So when I do, it does not matter if they are in the service or not. Marriage is something very personal, and what you look for in a partner should
Right.
not be depending on their employment status.
Oh,
So-
right. Great answer. All right, sir, since we will wrap up this, any message that you would like to give to the youth or the CSS aspirants who are watching this?
I think the message to the youth is there's a lot of potential in our youth. I think you need to work on building your own skills. Do something on the side. Learn a skill that pays you. I know a lot of people who are doing so well with either just freelancing or anything. Just keep working on yourself. Just don't rely on a degree. Try to build, income streams, and try to build habits and hobbies that you can monetize later on. For example, you like graphic designing, you can monetize that. It's good to have hobbies and talents, but don't waste time.
Right.
Work on yourself, work on your craft.
Right.
So that you're employable anywhere in the world, regardless of a degree. Yes, pursue the degree, but know that the degree is just a prerequisite of having a good career. Keep working on yourself, keep diversifying your experiences. I think that's very important. And then, why am I saying that? Because that's how you will be the best HR that our country needs to succeed. We're not short of anything, just a little bit of grooming, little bit of exposure, and I think that we can do wonders in IT exports and multiple fields. I think that is where we can shine.
Okay, that's all. Thank you so much, viewers, for watching this podcast. And thank you so much, sir, for being here and giving us your valuable time and insights. See you all next time with another episode and another story worth hearing.